Yeah.
Patience.
I mean, everything if you have patience is like, you know how you have powers in video games where it's like you have, 10% agility, 10% that.
Yeah.
Patience is so key on everything because it's really easy to drive your decisions on emotion and not, bro, you don't understand how many times I've written an email and sat on it for 2 days.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, like, I don't know what mental state I'm in when I'm writing an email, whether or not I was angered by something or too happy about something. So I just chill on stuff like that. And, to touch on the process, I always use the example of, specifically in my current life and in the last couple of years specifically, like I always think of the fact that, when people go skydiving, they don't go skydiving to take off on the plane, right? People take off on planes all day long and they go somewhere.
Yeah.
They don't think about landing. They've been on the ground their entire lives. The fear, angst, and doubt that happens when you step on the ledge. And you've been skydiving?
I was supposed to, but I pussied out. I flew all the way to Seattle, and we were gonna do the thing with Red Bull, and it got to the morning of. I got to the place, and I was like, nah.
So I have, and people pay.
Is that when you went or no?
No, I went. I don't remember. It was like 2000 early. I was already YouTubing. Oh, 2009 maybe. But I remember like jumping and people always enjoy that fall, the free fall, the doubt, the angst, is my parachute gonna open? Yeah. Did I do the right decision? People don't remember landing. People don't remember taking off. They remember that 1 minute of peace as you're falling. Because it takes a minute to get, from what I remember, it's like a minute long journey. Right. And people, that's what they pay for. They don't pay to take off on a plane. You can do that shit any day of the week. You're on the ground all the time. Right. They pay to feel the fear. Right. That is the process of life. Yeah. It's like Call of Duty. Like I remember the first time we won a Call of Duty championship. I don't remember the fifth, sixth, and seventh time that we won them in a row. Right. But I do remember when we lost and how seeing the looks on the fans, seeing the disappointment on Twitter. I remember those downs more than I remember my ups, and that's the process. That's what people live for. Right. When building Optic and living through all of these, that's what I remember. I don't remember what it felt like to make a shit ton of money. Like that's, like, yay.
You remember the process. And it's people that fall in love with that process, whatever they're doing, whether it's trading or whatever you're doing. If you enjoy the process, you're going to come to work each day and you won't even consider it to be work. There was those 2 years after I started trading, I was waking up at 7 a.m. each day with no alarm. Yeah. I hadn't done that ever in my entire life, but I loved the process of what I was doing, and I had a reason to wake up, and it turned into a huge passion.
If you, I'm sure that if you talk to Ninja, and hopefully he'll be on the podcast soon. Yeah. But if you talk to him, I'll guarantee you that being who he is now and seeing the fame that he's seeing now, I can guarantee you that right now he's probably like, yeah, this is cool. Yeah. Thank you. I love it. And I want to trade for the world. But he remembers those years of the grind.
Of course he does.
You know, like and I always tell people, I'm like, no matter what it is, you've been on the ground your whole life, you've taken off on planes. It's that one little piece of time in you falling and the doubt and the fear that will always be remembered. That's what you pay for. That's what you live for. Right. And I always, anytime I'm stressed out about a decision, every time I'm like thinking about like, am I doing the right thing? Or anytime I'm angry about something, I'm like, this is what I'm gonna remember. Yep. And I always force myself to really like take it in and enjoy it, because it's really easy to land and go on off on your merry way. Yeah, of course. But that process is, people, look at you stand in line every day of your life, whether you're buying groceries or that. But it is the roller coaster that you stood in line for, that you're that. When the roller coaster's all done, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, you want to feel those ups and downs and ups and downs. They make everything better. Right. So, of course. So yeah, patience, man. Patience is what.
Patience and delayed gratification in terms of trading, I would say, and a lot of other things too.
I'm kidding.
Right. Yeah,
Kama Sutra by Big Willie Johnson.
Yeah, people just got to. It's just taking a longer term approach and realizing like the time is going to pass regardless. You're going to be. Hopefully everybody's going to live to be 50, 60, 80 years old. The time is going to come. Yeah. And what's going to matter then is were you patient enough back in your younger days to really learn things, or did you take way too much risk? There's a very fine balance that you have to find in terms of risk taking and risk tolerance and those sorts of things.
2 days ago I told Jude, I'm like, it's not that I was bored, but I was like, you know what I want? I read something somewhere, and I'm like, you know what I want to practice? I want to practice discipline as an investor. And then she said, what? What do you want to do? I'm like, I want to sell the G-Wagon.
Right.
Did I pay Nate Shed for that yet? Dude, I don't know.
Did you?
I don't know. I think
Actually, I think I've seen some comments saying. I mean, I don't know how the hell they would know, but maybe they saw it on a video or something.
yeah.
Saying
I don't
that
know.
they
Dude. I think I owe him
that.
like 25 or 23 because I lend him money when he goes gambling.
He doesn't see that shit though.
No. Anyway, so I gotta. I don't know. I gotta call. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I want to sell. I'm like I want to sell the G-Wagon. And then I want to invest another $30,000 and buy a condo.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to rent the condo, and with the money that I make off the condo, I'm going to buy a G-Wagon. So I can acquire an asset to buy my luxuries.
Right.
Yeah. And right now I don't have it. I have the X6 still. Like I'm okay with driving the X6. I like the X6 better than that.
Right.
So and then Judith's like, why do you want to do that? And I'm like, cause I don't want to just coast through life just being fucking lazy because I can. Like I
and
want
you realize as you get older, like what you need. I've thought about just all the bad financial decisions I've made, like buying the Mercedes. Like sure, it was fun at the time, but I'm not a car guy. Like I've thought about selling my Tesla and do the same thing, like buying a place in Florida, Airbnb in it when I'm not in it, and living there in the winter. And it's like, as you get older, you find things that you want to spend money on that actually give you value. I'm not a fucking car guy. Like sure, I love the Tesla. It's fast as shit. I did the ludicrous mode a few times. I probably haven't done that in like 9 months. Like I just don't care anymore. So I could just as easily drive around like a Toyota or something. I don't give a fuck what people think about the car I drive. I really don't. If it gets me from point A to point B, then that's cool. And those are just things that as you get older, I guess you find out. People told me, when I was younger, my mom was like, don't worry about a car. Like you don't need a car. And I was like, fuck that. You see that AMG though? I'm going to get that real quick. But you just have to go through it and learn it, I guess. And that's just...
I don't know why, but I just out of nowhere, I read something. I'm like, that'd be fun just to see if I can do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I shouldn't think that. I should just do it because I have to do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and the other thing is like, Liv being homeschooled and all that. Like, I want to give her as many examples as I can because I tell her all the time. I'm like, listen, I'm gonna help you until you're like 13, 14. And then there's going to be a period where you're going to have to work because you didn't just get to do that. So I'll never deny her the pleasure and the honor that it feels to build something on your own.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it'd be really easy for me to just pay for her whole life for the rest of her life. But that's not life. I'm not going to deny the process.
She would never know the process and the journey, which is truly, and you even hear that. I swear to God, like people are going to be listening and they're going to hear this and be like, oh, sure, that's easy to say once you have it. But once you get there, you're going to see that the process, like I think back now to, like I said, like playing Ghost Recon Jungle Storm on the PlayStation 2 and like first finding out you could play online. Like my brother's dorm, the first time I ever played online was, I was going to visit my brother. He went to college like an hour and a half away from where I grew up. And I must have been, he's 12 years older than I am. So he must have been 20. I might have been like 8 or 9. And he showed me, Doom for the first time. And I was looking like, he was explaining that these are other people that are playing online. And I'm just like, what the fuck, man? This doesn't make sense. He's like, yeah, just go ahead and play. And I end up playing like the whole night. He wakes up at like 6 or 7 a.m. the next day and I'm sitting there playing and, just thinking back to times like that and the whole journey and where that moment took me and the process it took to get to where I am today. That's way more important than things I have today. So
yeah.